Good morning. Today is July 3rd, 2023, and we are ready, willing, and able to do our Mastermind Mastery meeting. This morning, we are going to be talking about something very important. As we end the month, we are going to talk about unleashing your potential, the power of listening and taking action. Well, I want to start by saying there is a critical difference between hitting targets and achieving remarkable results. And that's what we're going to, like I mentioned earlier, that's what we're going to cover. What we'll do is we will explore the impact of actively listening to those with experience. In this case, those of you who I am fortunate to work with and who are fortunate to work with me, obviously your coach, and acting on their advice. So listening to those with experience and taking action on their advice. I will challenge you to reflect on your own journey over the past 6 months, to evaluate the results you've achieved, and inspire you to make the necessary changes for the next 6 months. It's extremely essential for you to remember that action, no matter how difficult, is always infinitely better than what? Is always infinitely better than intention. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the power of listening and learning from experience. Listening and learning from those with experience is a game changer. Listening and learning from those with experience is a game changer. Nothing to do with your religious beliefs, but one of the best ways to learn is to read your religious texts. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you're a Muslim, doesn't really matter. For example, one thing I do every day is I read a book from the book of Proverbs in the Bible. Why? Because I have learned, and I've been doing this for years, I have learned that there is immense wisdom there. So now, obviously, this is not a religious lesson, this is not a religious broadcast, but this is not a religious training, but we still want wisdom. So in this particular case, what we need to do is we need to seek out people with experience and learn from them. Thankfully, it's extremely easy to do. For those of you who are in this organization, obviously, you have me. Business-wise, I was thinking about it yesterday. I have been in business, which is I have not worked for anybody since the year 2001. This is 22 years. I'm not saying I've done business and then gone to get a job. No, I've been in business, which is I have had to plant in the right season and have my harvest in the right season if I want to eat. And I've done that for 21 years, so I have experience. But even where I am, I have a ton of mentors I listen to as well. And I have done my very best to expose you to all of them. So your first responsibility is you need to harness the power of listening and learning from experience. By actively seeking advice and guidance from mentors, and experts in the field you're in, which is the field of building a business, you gain access to a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. When you get insights from those who have been there before you, you can avoid common pitfalls, you can navigate challenges, and you can accelerate your progress towards your goals. Everybody here has to have goals. If you don't have goals, then you are literally like one of my favorite phrases, you're literally like a ship out at sea with a sail that isn't configured properly. You're just going here, there, wherever. Now, once you understand that you need to harness the power of listening and learning from experience, the next thing you have to do is to take massive action. Listening alone is not enough. I don't care how good of a listener you are. Taking action is where the magic happens. Many people fall into the trap of passively consuming information without applying it in their businesses. Like, I have leaders in my organization, for example, and you guys know yourselves, who've been here for years. The reason they don't have success is they don't listen and take action. They hear what I'm saying, they hear what other leaders are saying, but they don't take action. So instead of them to have lives of extreme abundance, they are living lives of lack. So folks, you can't be that way. True transformation occurs when you act upon the advice, upon the coaching, upon the leadership you receive. Is taking action easy? Not necessarily. Taking action requires courage. Why? Because you might have to face obstacles you're not comfortable going through initially. Taking action requires perseverance. Why? Because you are going to get rejected in the pursuit of whatever you're pursuing, and you have to keep on going. And taking action requires a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. All growth occurs outside the comfort zone. So whatever you don't like doing, that is what you need to do. That's where you need to take action. You don't like prospecting? Go prospect. You don't like setting appointments like a maniac? Go set appointments like a maniac. Whatever it is that you have to do is what you have to do. You have to take action. Now, what I want everybody to do is take, as I'm talking, I want you to think about what you've done, self-analysis, basically. This is July. This is the first Monday in July. Over the past 6 months, how actively have you listened to what is possible? From me, from some of my mentors you guys plug into during the week. How actively have you listened to what is possible? Now, let's say you've listened actively. Let's say you're present at everything. You're there. You're taking notes. You're listening. You are excited. You are motivated. You are gingered. Next question is, have you taken consistent action on the advice and the insights you've received? Like the day, for example, I say, go do one cycle of 10-4-1 with people in the market. How many times have you heard me say that, and that day you've executed that faithfully? Because I'll tell you, when I was coming up in the business and my coach says, go do that, I did it. At first I was like, this is crazy. But then I kept on doing it and I saw it worked. So how often do I say, go do 10-4-1 and you do it? How often do I say, go do 8-5-3-1 and you do it? So you have to, again, reflect on the results you've achieved over the last 6 months. Be honest with yourself about whether you truly embraced the power of listening and taking action. Because I'm going to tell you, if your results are not where you want them to be, you may be a great listener. You may be, God bless you, you may be the best listener in the world. Who knows? You can even probably recite everything word for word. You may be able to recite everything verbatim. But if you're not taking action, you're wasting your time. Because again, you've not embraced the power of listening and taking action. So now again, this is July. What you have to do is to embrace change and make the next 6 months count. What kind of change? Internal change. If the results you've achieved over the last 6 months don't align with your aspirations, it's time for change. And if your aspirations do not include you making at least $10,000 a month and you're in this business, then you're wasting your time. Because in this business, from a mathematical perspective, if you take action on a part-time basis, there is no reason, none whatsoever, why you should not make $10,000 every month. So again, if you're not doing that and you're here to make money, why not start at something that makes sense, which is 10 grand a month? So anyway, how do you embrace change? What do you need to do? You have to embrace the mindset of continuous improvement and growth. Continuous improvement does not mean you're going to go from 0 to 100. It simply means you are going to do a little bit better every day. And if you do a little bit better every day, eventually you'll be awesome, you'll be amazing, you'll be unstoppable. So what do? You identify the areas where you need to make adjustments. One thing I can tell you as the coach of this team, and this is for the team, this isn't for everybody in the world, this is for this team. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you might have a different set of challenges. One of the adjustments everybody here has to make is to listen and execute faithfully. If the play that has been called is set 10, set 10. Whatever it takes. Have a whatever it takes attitude, not a I'll try attitude, not a I'll see attitude. Have a whatever it takes attitude. So commit to identify the areas where you need to make adjustments and commit to taking consistent effort, taking consistent action in the next 6 months starting today. Small things. I'm not saying go do a big thing. I'm not saying go do something extraordinary in one day. No. Every day start with the barest minimum. Whatever it takes, make that your benchmark every day. Start with the barest minimum and then build your way up from there. So again, 10 for 1, 8, 5, 3, 1 today. Tomorrow, set 11. The day after, set 12. I'm not saying that's the exact thing, but your benchmark, your barest minimum should be 10 for 1, 8, 5, 3, 1. Because again, small steps forward are still what? Are still progress. And action is the catalyst for transformation. Now, why is action important? Why does it matter? Because action, no matter how challenging, is always better than intention alone. I said this earlier. Action, no matter how challenging the action is, it is always better than intention alone. It is through action that dreams are turned into reality. Every single person listening to the sound of my voice has dreams. You have dreams. You aspire to be something bigger and better than what you are right now. So when you take action, you turn your dreams into reality, and your goals towards achieving those dreams are achieved. Action breeds confidence. Action breeds resilience. And action brings about tangible results. So embrace the discomfort and uncertainty that may come with taking action, for it is the path to personal and professional growth. So anyway, in conclusion, the difference between hitting targets and achieving remarkable results lies in your willingness to listen and act upon the advice of those with experience. So for example, we're taking certain initiatives that are in the digital space. I don't have experience there. So what do? I listen to people who do, and whatever they say, I do it, and it's working. The funny thing is, there's some of you, even in that space that I relay their messages to, do you act on it? No. You don't do anything, because again, you're conditioned not to listen and take action. You have to change that. So reflect on the past 6 months and evaluate the results you've achieved. Like I said, if they don't align with your aspirations, commit to making the necessary changes and taking consistent action over the last part of this year. Embrace the power of action, and remember that no matter how difficult it may seem, taking that first step is what sets the wheels of transformation in motion. First step sets the wheels of transformation in motion. Thank you for joining me in listening to this talk on the power of listening and taking action. Again, I encourage you to apply the insights you've gained and embark on a journey of intentional and purposeful action. Remember, it's never, ever, ever, ever too late to change course and create the results you desire. embrace the power of listening, take action, and watch your life transform. So that 6 months from now, anybody who is in this call or in this Zoom, as I'm doing it live, be an RVP, at the very least, be a ring-wearing RVP, which means you've earned $100,000 and you have the regional vice president contract. That should be your goal at the very least. If you don't know what to do, just talk to me and I'll chart a course for you. I'll show you what you need to do. But even if you are reluctant to have a one-on-one, just follow the big picture coaching. Follow the big picture coaching, follow the agenda set, and you'll be more than fine. All right. Let's jump into our next call. God bless America. God bless Team Alpha, and God bless you. My name is Coach AD. If this was useful, please like, subscribe, and follow the